Hi parents, this is Erica Bowles, principal at Longbranch Elementary School, and today we're bringing you something new and exciting from Longbranch Elementary. It's going to be our weekly video, Leading Longbranch. This week's episode is Mission and Vision. We'd like to talk to you more about our school's mission and vision and how we got to where we are. In the very beginning, when we were formed as a school in 2010, we were combining students and families from two different schools, Erpenbeck and Stevens Elementary. And in addition, we were combining teachers from 10 different Boone County schools, middles and elementaries, and teachers that didn't teach in Boone County previously. They were either brand new teachers or they came from another district, another state. So combining all those different ideas and school cultures was a very interesting path that we took. So one of the very first things that we did as staff is we gathered together, and the first thing we did, we didn't create a vision first, we didn't create a mission first, we just created a list of our values. What did we value as educators? What did we want for our students? What did we want for our parents? And from that list, we came up with some clear commonalities. And the common values were then used to create a mission statement that we could feel proud about, that we could defend. And it was something that we absolutely did feel proud about, and we did defend, but it was very lengthy, and it was a lot of school jargon, and it looked a whole lot like every other school's mission statement that you probably have ever looked up on a website, if you do that just for giggles. A few years went by, and we started to think to ourselves, who are we? Who are we as a school? What is our identity? When people say, what is Longbranch? How do we answer? I mean, we've got this mission statement, but for all intents and purposes, although we believed in everything that it said, it didn't necessarily speak to what was in our hearts and what we wanted for our kids. One of the things that we did know is that our kids really competed with the rest of the district, the highest performing schools in this district, on an academic level. At that point, our scores weren't reflecting it simply because of the way in which scores were calculated and because we didn't have a handle on what we needed to do for sufficient growth for our kids, and we had a few gap groups that we were really struggling with. But as a whole, our kids were absolutely competing with the kids at the top. So academically, we felt like we were delivering top quality education at our school. But when, the district vision is college, career, and life readiness. And when we would think about career readiness and life readiness, what does that mean for an elementary school student? It really boiled down to work ethic, work skills, life skills. What's it like to be a member of a family, of a community, of a work team? And those were skills that we found lacking for our students, meaning we didn't have in place a system or a plan to support those kids in that area. So we started talking about the Leader in Me program, and we started talking about, what do those schools have that we don't have? Because you can go into a Leader in Me school, typically, if you're accustomed to being in school buildings, you go into a Leader in Me school, and it's completely different. The culture is completely different. It's just more cohesive, family-like. Everyone is there for the purpose of synergizing with one another and making one another better. So we definitely pulled away from those experiences. We did a Leader in Me book study as a school. All of the certified staff here attended a leadership day throughout the state of Kentucky and in Ohio. And what we walked away with was, we want to do this. And at the time, we hadn't even piloted yet, and we said, let's revise our mission statement to reflect this. And we sat in a room and we got frustrated because we really had never implemented, we had just viewed. And we had a really hard time saying that every one of our kids could be a leader. A really hard time. Even though we believed that all those other schools were able to make it happen, we hadn't implemented it here yet. So we weren't there yet. So we shut down the meeting and said, you know what, let's table it. Let's table it. It's not time. It should come easy to us. If it's not, then it's not right. We're not forcing this. We did that the last time. We put something together that we thought we felt strongly about, but it wasn't out of our heart. And so let's wait. And we did. So then after a year of piloting The Leader in Me, it was different. We got together as a school staff and we said, let's revise our mission statement. Let's do it again. Let's try and let's see what happens. It was night and day. It took us all of about 12 minutes to come up with what our vision is and what our mission is, and except for all the wordsmithing, because when you work on a faculty of 86 people, you're going to have a lot of wordsmithing that goes on, especially a bunch of teachers, But aside from, the general essence of what we wanted to communicate to the world as to who we were, what are we, what's our identity, it came really easy to us. The vision of Longbranch Elementary is learn, lead, impact. And it's our hope that not just our staff, but our students and our families and the community understand that these are the three things that we hold most dear. And this matches our mission statement, which is the mission of Longbranch Elementary is to prepare every student to achieve beyond expectation. That's the learn. Lead with great character. That's the lead. And positively impact our community. The impact. And each piece of that is so important to us, and we know how important it is to our kids. And we believe every single word in this mission statement, that we want them to achieve beyond expectation. We didn't say to their highest potential. Beyond expectation. There's going to be a bar, and you look above it all the time. And it might take you longer than the person sitting next to you, but if you constantly keep your eyes to the sky, you're going to achieve greatness. And that'll all be relative for every single one of the 850 kids that go to school here, but this staff is ready and prepared to support each one of them individually. Lead with great character. You can lead, but it doesn't mean that you're doing so with great character. It doesn't mean that you're doing so in a positive way. So our goal is that our children would lead with great character, and that's what the habits teach us, and positively impact our community. Our district's strategic plan has a huge component dedicated to service learning. And as you know, our students are pretty heavily involved in project-based learning, which is integrated with service learning. Service learning is a little different than donating items. We do a whole lot of that too. As you know, we donate to Go Pantry. We donate to the Northern Kentucky Cold Shelter. We take up collections all year long. Service learning is a little different. That means it's integrated into their studies. And there is a connection, an academic connection to a reason why they are performing some sort of service to the community. And that is, research will tell you, if you look up just any bit of research on service learning in academics, it boosts academic performance substantially. But not just that, it creates better community members. It creates people that you want to live next door to in 10 years. So this was our very first episode, and our plan is to continue and have one episode per week. Here's a list of things that we're thinking about, but this is the educator in us talking. What we really want to know is, what do you, as parents, want to hear about? And I see now that my screen looks like, let me slide this down a little bit. There we go. You can share your ideas at bit.ly/longbranchsuggest. It's at the bottom of the page. And just pop in there and say, I want you to talk about, what are you talking about number sense? Could you have an episode on number sense? Why do you have a project-based learning specials class? Or what are all the specials classes? And who goes to what and how often? And who teaches them? And, if you've got questions about Longbranch, that's what we want to use these episodes for. We want to use this time to talk to you about every facet of our school that you're interested in. So you'll have this video library and, real-time answers for things that you wonder about. We'll never exceed 10 minutes. And look forward to hearing from you guys. Hope you have a great weekend.